Why do you think that metal is actually so much bigger in Europe? I mean, the festivals, you guys are huge over there. Why is that? Do they just get it more than we get it here?
I think that it's cultural, man. I think there's the whole festival culture there. Like parents take their kids to festivals, and it's kind of ingrained in their families. Like it's generational for them. And I think over here there's 50 million distractions, and it's just, I don't know. I think it's passed down, honestly, from grandparent to parent to kid and so on.
I think part of it is that, and I think part of it is that they've also got, they still have media over there that supports rock.
Like right, that's true.
Have,
yeah, and the magazines, and yeah, it's publicized a lot. Yeah,
absolutely,
definitely.
They still have metal magazines like Hit Parader. Well, they don't have that, but Kerrang, and they promote it, big time over there. So that helps us out.
Yeah. Any great memories of like the Download Festival or any of those great festivals that you guys are doing? I know that when you're walking around there, all the bands want to take pictures with you, and it's got to be pretty gratifying. So talk to me about some of the festivals and what you miss about doing it most.
Well, can I tell the story, Sticks?
Yeah, go for it.
The first time we played the Download Festival, it was our first time in London, I believe.
Yeah, right? It was first show.
First time we've ever been over there, and we don't know what to expect at all. We're just, told by our label, you need to go over there and play there right away when your first record comes out, because it's really important to establish that. And so we get to the Download Festival, which is a huge, huge festival.
Massive.
And we're in our dressing room, which is like this little cramped thing. And then we get in this golf cart because we're getting ready to go on, and they drive us, a couple miles away, it felt like, to this little tent. And we pull up, and the tent is completely full, like with about 2,500 people. And then outside of it's another like 2,000 people, maybe.
Probably, yeah. It was
signs, like Steel Panther signs, and like singing our songs and shit. It was the most surreal feeling. And then our buddy Bam Margera was there.
Yeah.
He introduced us before we went on, and while he was introducing us, Sticks and I were like, I
was tripping.
We were tripping hard, like, holy shit, we're gonna go on and do this.
Dude, at that festival, I remember walking around backstage, and it was our first time, like I said, it was our first time over there, and people in other bands were looking at us like, what are we seeing? And it was confusing at first, and people at the festival goers, they could see us, and some knew who we were, and most didn't at that time. And I remember feeling a sense of like a fish out of water, right? I guess. And I was like, oh man, this is really weird. I feel like there's a lot of heads looking at us in a weird way, which is fine because that's how we roll. But you fast forward to today, when we are playing main stages on, all over the world. And now when we walk backstage, it's this like, it's like a uniform that represents our band and represents heavy metal and what we love. And people in bands want to come take pictures. Crew guys want to come take pictures with us.
Yeah.
Fans, and just, I think because it's been embraced by the metal community, and even outside metal, it's like people look at what we do, and I think it brings them joy, and it's like an honor to wear the spandex.
Fast forward to 2020, you guys put out 5 or 6 records here, and Fuck 2020 was one of the last songs you guys released. I mean, it's got to be hard being rock gods when you can't tour.
Well, I'd like to really promote something else too. We did Fuck 2020, which was a remake lyrically of our song Fuck Everybody. But, just recently we put out 2 Van Halen covers too as well, accompanied by videos too. You can get them, look at them on Spotify, or look at them on YouTube and listen to them on Spotify.
Yeah, by the way, the great DOA, Beautiful Girls, amazing covers. Yes. And there's such history there with Van Halen, right? So what do you think about what's going on now? I mean, obviously, we should pay respect to Eddie Van Halen. That was a big loss. I mean, what did he mean to you guys? I'm sure he was so impactful for all your careers, right?
When I heard Van Halen 1 for the first time, I bought it at a garage sale for 75 cents. And I bought it because I think I had heard Running with the Devil, and the cover was super bitchin'. And I remember buying it, putting it on, and hearing the tones for the first time on a record player. just the light switch went on. So for me, it was one of those bands that just made me want to just rock. So, it was just as simple as that.
Yeah, when you guys were recording DOA and Beautiful Girls, are you in the same room or is it all done over Zoom like this?
We did that all at our own houses. Like we would I would track the drums here, and then I'd send it to Satchel. He'd do the guitar, Lexi do the bass, or we called Joe Lester.
Yeah.
If Lexi was, if Lexi was on vacation in the Alps.
Yeah,
Are you working on new music like this, like over Zoom?
Yeah, we're doing, actually, we're recording a new record right now. I'm very,
Amazing.
very excited about it. And we're doing this one differently than we've ever done a record. I'm tracking drums here. I'm sending it to the guys. Then there's guitars laid over, and then there's vocals that are going to be recorded. So it's very separate. And then we'll have somebody mix it, and that will be the record.
it's basically very similar to the way we've been doing records, except just a different order, So, I mean, there's always going to be, I think every time you do a record, there's so much that has to be put into writing a song and making a song good and listening to a song from start to finish and having it be, exciting and not bore you. And all of the stuff that goes into that is before you ever start to record. And then recording, these days we're all very lucky because you can get really great sounds in your home studio. Like a lot of bands, most of our money comes from touring. So we don't have the money to go throw thousands of dollars to a recording studio right now.
Right. Yeah, but is it as rock and roll if you're not in the same room? I guess that's the $4,000 question.
We want to be together.
It's always optimum to be able to jam. But I think the proof will be in the pudding. And when you listen to the end result, I think you will be like, yeah, it is rock and roll.
Ultimately, I think it comes down to, do you have a good song or not?
Yeah. Do you think in 2021 as a Steel Panther exclusive of this record, or 2022?
What was that? Is it going to be a release?
Yeah, in terms of a release date, are we thinking 2021 or 2022?
Well, I don't know. I mean, that's an interesting question to me. I don't think, these days, like as a band, of course everybody's thinking about putting out content just to keep people's eyes on them. But we are a live band. We've always been a live band first. I don't think that I've never felt like there should be a rush to do a record. Because really, you shouldn't put a record out unless you have a good record, right? So, and that's the thing. I think that's the biggest mistake. I think that's the mistake most bands make. We need to put this record out, and then they put something out that's not great.
Yeah.
And I would rather put together a record that we all feel strongly about, and then put it out, rather than go, okay, here's the release date, September 2021. Let's start writing some songs. Then you get to August and you go, we need more songs, and everybody's scrambling. For us, our fans are always going to want to hear more Steel Panther, and I think the main thing is that we just put stuff out that we dig, and that hopefully most of our fans will dig as well. But if everybody in the band digs it, then that's a good sign that a lot of our fans will as well.